In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Jock Brothers Presents Let Us Make Man, a podcast of brothers that desires nothing more than to show a positive image as to what a striving man of God should be. For we all are family men who love our children. We all are businessmen. We all are youth mentors. And we all work hard in our communities to make it a decent and safe place to live. When putting this podcast together, we decided to govern our actions by 3 rules. 1, and it's very obvious, to put God first in all that we do. 2, to present content to podcasts that can make you a better you. And 3, to show brotherhood and unity amongst men that you can be proud of. My name is Brother Kawi Muhammad. I'll be your host and moderator for the night. I'm that brother that's very interested in the root of things, motivations and inspirations. And so I hope you enjoy those last questions. Another host of the show is a brother that's born and raised in Orlando, Florida. This brother brings a beautiful attitude to every meeting and to every show that we have. Love to work with this brother, my brother, Brother Jackie Muhammad.
Yes. Jock Nation, it's Tuesday. It's Jock Brothers time. Let us make man. We have a beautiful show for you tonight.
That's right.
Blended families, the trials of blended families, so we want to get into it. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate. Let us know. Jock Brothers. Thank you, Kawi.
Yes, sir. And this brother of the show is the producer of the show, a well-traveled brother, good brother to have on any team. If you're trying to do something, call this brother. This brother make it happen. My brother from New York City, Ahmed Dia.
Yes. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. We thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us tonight. My name is Brother Ahmed, and we are the Jock Brothers. We have an exciting show for you tonight. It's exciting, it's educational, it's inspirational. We can be viewed every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also watch our videos live or reruns on YouTube at Jock Brothers, JAKQ Jock Brothers. You can also see us on Instagram and Facebook. That's Jock Brothers on Instagram, Jock Brothers on Facebook. We also have a website, jockbrothers.com, jockbrothers.com. So you can view us on all of these platforms. You can also support our efforts financially at Jock Bros. Jock Bros is Cash App, Jock Bros. You'll see it on the bottom of the screen, scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Jock Jock Bros. You can support us financially. We are all youth mentors. We work with the youth. We have an initiative that we are trying to push the boldest black-owned newspaper, The Final Call, and get it behind prison walls to our brothers and sisters. You can support our effort by giving us any information, names of family members, friends, those incarcerated at jockbrothersviewers@gmail.com, jockbrothersviewers@gmail.com. Send any information to that email address and try to communicate with us, and so we can have some correspondence. We're getting responses from some of the brothers that are incarcerated, so we're making some steps. We're trying to get in touch with some of the chaplains in the prison. So any help that you can provide us, send any financial help to Jock Bros, and any information to jockbrothersviewers@gmail.com. Thank you for your support and your viewing. Back to you, Brother Carwy.
All right, yes, sir. Let me get to work. So the Jock Brothers decided to take on a show or topic that is, that I personally haven't seen on many platforms before. And that topic is blended families. In its most basic sense, a blended family is one where the parents have children from previous relationships. but all the members come together as one unit. However, as blended families become increasingly common, the definition of a blended family is changing. Understanding the basics of a blended family can be essential for ensuring your family can embrace its strengths and work through its differences. Today, family, we have invited two such type of families on our show today. So they can give us some insight as to what we can do or other blended families can do to have a measure of success. The first couple I want to introduce you to is my brother, Kevin Salam, and his wife, Sister Kamalia. Welcome to the show, Soldier. You have any opening words? You're on mute.
Hey. Yes, sir. We want to thank the Jock Brothers.
Yes, sir. We want to thank the Jock Brothers
for inviting us.
Oh, you got to cut the device off. I know you got a big crowd in there. Let me see. Hold on a second. Can you like that one?
Yeah, like that one. We like that one. Seems
Okay.
a little slower, though.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
We're going to get it right. We're going to get it right. Well, go ahead,
Yes,
brother.
sir. Yes, sir. Jock Nation, thanks for the invite. We're definitely honored to be on the show to offer whatever we can to contribute to this situation that we have in our community, in our nation. And, we're new at this 1 year. It's coming up this Sunday, inshallah.
That's right. That's right.
So we, whatever we can offer in the little time that we've been together, we're glad to bring that to the show.
Hey, hold on a second, bro, Kevin. I just want to let you know this is a family show, so just be careful what you say on
Yeah, we'll talk how we talk after the show, Ahmed.
Okay.
Another family we invited to the show is our brother Richard Muhammad, and his wife, Sister Taquela Muhammad. How you doing, Soldier? Welcome to the show. Any opening words?
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for the invite, Soldier. We are happy to bring our 2 cents to the collection bucket on blended families. We appreciate the time and energy.
Praise be to Allah. And of course, we couldn't have our show without a couple that has visited our show many times and we crack many atoms. We call them the relationship guru of the nation. They are relationship builders. My big brother Marcus Muhammad, our student minister Marcus Muhammad, and his wife, student minister Cecilia Muhammad. Welcome to the show.
Salam alaikum. How you doing?
Fine, sir. Any opening words, family?
We are just your servants and your brother and sister in this process that we call marriage, because it's a continuous process, whether we are blending a family or whether we're in courtship. And I hope and pray that people listen very keenly to the tips and the information that you will receive tonight, because realistically, almost 90+% now is blended families. So again, to listen keenly to the tips you may hear tonight.
Praise be to Allah. And again, family, all that's viewing on the various platforms, please, man, share the show tonight. A lot of people need to hear this. So with no further ado, let's get to work. We'll start the first question off. Really, give both of y'all a chance to respond to this. First question, for Brother Kevin Salam and his wife, Sister Kamalia. So first of all, how has being in a blended family thus far been treating you? And can you give us some of the pros of being in a blended family?
Want to take that? Go ahead.
Can you speak up a little bit?
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Okay. trying to turn the volume up. I think it has benefited, me by being able to just show and express and be an example of what an MGT lifestyle is like and how we represent, the MGT and GCC. And just to be able to, exemplify that and display that to the children.
Praise be to Allah.
Praise be to Allah. Brother Richard, Sister Quayla.
Can you
Same
repeat the
question?
question?
Yes,
Can you
same
repeat
question.
the question?
Oh, yes, sir. So, so far, how has being in a blended family has been working for you, and what are some of the pros of being in the blended family?
Oh, it's been a blessing. You know what I mean? Very active and busy. And the pros I would say is there's always something going on. I like, I'm from New York, so we always city never sleeps. So it's always something going on in the house. So that's a pro for me, going from being a single man to now having a lot of personalities, mixing together. So for me, that's the pro for me. I love the activity.
Okay, we're gonna flip it a little bit then. I'm gonna stick with you, Brother Rich and Sister Quayla. Is there some cons to a blended family?
I'll let Richard speak more so because I was married previously, so I came with the bulk of the load, and his son is out of state, so his son comes and visits us every summer. So last year and this year, he was here, and it was pleasant. Like at this point, I don't have any cons to that, but my husband may, because again, he has the bulk of the load. So,
I mean, cons is more so depends on the person. Because if you're not fully prepared on what you're about to take on, it could be a lot. You could be able to point fingers, but remember, you're the one that chose this situation. So for me, I don't really have any cons like that to where I'm ready to run or nothing like that.
Yes,
but
sir.
for
Yes,
me,
sir.
it's all the issues can be solved with Islam, our teachings and our
That's
protocol anyway. So, I just got to use the tools that I have to, overcome all obstacles in my path. So for me,
Beautiful. I'm gonna be more specific after
Wait,
that.
wait,
Go ahead, Brother Ahmed.
Oh, Kobe, because we haven't gotten to the numbers yet. I'm a nation's baby. My father had 4 children before he met my mom. My mom had 3 before she met my father. They came to the mosque together and had 6 after that. I'm the youngest.
wow.
Yeah, I'm the youngest boy. I have a little sister. So I grew up. I mean, the age range of my family is tremendous. But then even in the mosque, we grew up in the mosque, so we had the mosque every day. Everybody was like cousins. People coming to spend the night at our house. We spend the night at people's house. I have people today who call themselves my cousins that I don't even know them, but they're ready to fight tooth and nail for me because that's my family. So I said all that to say, let's get down to some of these numbers here. You introduced yourselves, but we want to know what's the numbers game here. How many you have? How many he had?
Okay, well, I can start. So, well, our family, so I had 6 children, and Richard had 1, and then we have 1 together. So total, we have 7 children together.
8.
I mean 8.
8.
8. 8.
You lost count.
I did 8.
So, in preparation for that, though,
Wait, hold, Jackie. Let's get the numbers on Kevin real quick.
I got you, Brother Jackie. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead, Sister Kamini, Brother Kevin.
Let's get the numbers on that.
Okay, so I was married previously, of course, and we had 6 children together. Me and my ex-wife, And then as I stepped into this marriage, I accepted the challenge. My wife has 5, but we're raising 3 here. 2 of her children are adults in Florida. So being that, we have such a large number, but it appears to be large, but in the household, it's not as many as Brother Richard and Sister Tequila.
But hold on, before we get to Brother Jack, I want to give you a chance to answer that question as well, Brother Kevin. Is there any? So we talked about the pros. Are there any cons you want to bring out before we get into the meat of the questions?
Well, I can't say that there's cons because we're about family in the nation.
That's right.
Our beloved minister teaches us about family being a cornerstone of our nation. So there has been challenges, definitely, and but we've come a long way in 12 months.
That's right.
So we can get into that as we go on. And I have to thank Brother Marcus and Sister Cecilia because they were instrumental in helping us in certain things, even the terminology. Step parent. What do you call the step parent? What do the children call the parent?
Right.
So we can talk about that later. But yeah, I wouldn't say there are any cons.
Well, that's my question, brother. How did you prepare for it? So you can go right along those lines. Having a counseling session with Brother Marcus and Sister Cecilia, was that part of the preparation?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. We sought them out specifically for the blended family. We did go through a few other couples for counseling, but they were instrumental in this topic. So, it's wonderful that you have them on with us because they've been at it for so many years. But yeah, just knowing that there were challenges to face going in, we definitely had to seek out counseling and advice.
Yes, sir. Brother Richard, Sister Quayla, y'all want to elaborate on that question Brother Jack just gave?
He said, how did y'all prepare for it?
For me, I'm trying to shorten this down. At first, I talked to my son's mother way before I even started courtship. I said, I'm ready now to pursue a wife in Islam, and it's going to be a woman that I'm going to be married to that's going to be, help raise our son. So I gave her a heads up about that and the type of training and type of woman that will be a stepmother. You can say stepmother to her child. So we don't have any drama being my son's mother. So she was very receptive of that. And she actually appreciated me reaching out to her first before springing on to her, what's going on, where I'm going. Then after that, when we got before getting into the courtship, I was on the singles retreats dealing with blended families. They had seminars dealing with blended families and what you do. Me personally, my mother got married, not to my father or my brother's father, but a stepfather when I was 18. So I know what it's like to have another man come into the house late. So I had personal experience with it. And then after that, we got into the courtship. Then we had the counseling with Sister Cecilia, Brother Marcus, and then, talking to my courtmate about the different mindsets of that. So that's a short version, but yeah. There's a lot going into it.
Brother Marcus, Sister.
Well, hold on.
Okay. I'm gonna get back. Go ahead, Brother Jack.
I want to hear from Sister Tequila.
Yes.
I want to hear from you on that as well.
Yes, praise be to Allah. The same with what my husband said. It started before even entering and even having a thought of marriage for me. After I was divorced, that was a lot because I never saw myself being a divorced woman. That was, and I talk about that circumstance inshallah in another show. But I had to get myself spiritually and mentally ready to, you know, for the possibility of being with someone and the possibility of also not being married, because that was a big stigma. Like seeing a sister with 6 children, like people was like, what? What, you know, and it's a big thing. And I know it's a big thing looking from the view of the brothers as well. Like she's coming into the mosque with these children. So I had to spiritually get in that mindset, but I always kept the lot sufficient, you know, and I studied and I prayed and I read a lot, and just, you know, and I prayed and I asked a lot for that. Literally, like I was in the car and I talked to Allah like he was right there in the car with me.
That's right.
And I just asked a lot for, you know, someone, a husband to come into my life to help me as well with my children. And I just was just striving, of course, our MGT class helping us to be successful in that area. But again, the counseling was, like they said, very beneficial with Brother Marcus and Sister Cecilia and other couples that we had, talking about the things that could possibly happen, and even the statistics of, you know, marriage itself, but then blended families, you know, like they fail. And so just studying that and just understanding the dynamics of, again, a man coming into the house, talking to my children about it. What do you think it is? If mommy was to get married again, how do you feel about it? I just went deep into it with my children, and I just kept them, you know, present as well. I didn't make a decision without talking to my children about it. I didn't make a decision just based off of my own feelings and emotions. I kind of made it for the dynamic. And one last point I just want to add too, I heard the minister speak, and I can't remember the lecture, but he said, he was like, if something was to happen to me and I have 9 children, I pray that there's a brother that would step up and take care of my family for me. And then he made a little joke and was like, hopefully he got some money. But it was just one of those things where I was thinking about it, and I was like, wow, like if something was to happen to the minister, he was saying he prayed that a good brother would step up and take care of his 9 children and his wife. So I knew that with him saying that is a possibility. So I just always kept that at the forefront of my mind.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
You got some money, brother? I'm just messing with you. So this question, Brother Mark, Sister Cecilia, you heard the questions, you heard the spirit. Can y'all want to chime in or elaborate on what you've been hearing so far?
Let's see.
We just thank Almighty God, Allah, that we are able to assist any believer to be able to deal with the transitions that we go through in life. And like I said, when you're the biological parents, that's stressful enough, you know. And like you said, when you have a new person, whether it's a new husband or a new wife come into the picture, it is going to, the minister says this, that he said, we are learning how to be supernatural. And that is what we're after. We're bringing in the kingdom of God. And like the Quran tells us, that the ties of relationships. So for anyone out there who's single, who's listening, and sometimes brothers can have the mentality that, you know, I'm marrying you, sister, and not your children. Be like, brother, how can we even go into a relationship like that? And we thank Allah that both of our brothers are mature enough in how they're handling the blended family, because at the end of the day, the man is the moral, the head of that household, and how he handles his wife and how he handles the children are key components. And he has to have a level of maturity that is really a high spiritual level, because you have a world looking at you like Sister Taquella just said. She got 6 children, brother. What is wrong with you? Society would tell him that. What is wrong with you? Are you okay? Do you need some medication? You know, and that's what society says. But God is making men of God, and when you are a man of God, you're going to rule not just your family, but all the families on earth. So just to hear them, I'm just excited. And I would say to any sister that God is making men to be responsible for his kingdom that he's bringing through the women. And like our sister said beautifully, don't fret. Allah has one for you as well.
That's right. That's right.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, I want to touch with the children second, but as you get into this blended family situation, y'all all had exes. Is that what I heard you, Brother Richard, in terms of how you prepared, talk to your ex, but I want to hear from the other couples about how they got there, or if you did at all get your ex or the other parents of your children involved with this, or what conversations that you might have had to have, or issues you might have had to clear up before you move forward into a marriage. Can I start with you, Sister Kamali?
Well, like Brother Richard, I did let my ex know that I was in courtship, and when I got engaged, I let him know that I was getting married, and it wasn't a problem or issue with that. So, yes.
But she's not telling everything, brother. She didn't tell him who she was engaged to. He assumed it was another brother.
Well, just kind of keep it. Just kind of keep
Yeah.
it. Let's keep it on the surface.
Names.
Let's keep that on the surface. Don't get too deep on that.
But
Come on, man.
It's funny now. We can laugh about it now.
No, but that is a reality though. I mean, because Sister Cecilia said, if God is making men, to step up and take care of the family, or like what Sister Tequila said, he will hope, the minister will hope a brother will step up. But what if it is a brother that you know?
Exactly.
What if it is a brother that you know? Would you hope that brother step up and take care of your family as a man? I mean, that's a reality. That's a real, I mean, I don't know. That's a good point. We can't run from none of this. We can't run from none of it.
But what we say is different from directing from personal how we deal with that person, because there's a righteous way to do everything.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And we could stay on that.
Okay, then. Well, let's do it like this, Brother Kevin. Since you brought it up, do you think it would have been better? Do you think it would have been better if she would have told him who you were, or what do you think?
Actually, in that situation, he assumed it was someone else because someone else that showed interest in her.
Okay,
and she just never brought the name up. But when she did tell him, he was relieved. He said, "Oh, that's a good brother. I'm glad," as opposed to the one that he had in his mind. So in that situation, it worked well for us.
Well, then that's good to know. I think that's good to know.
Yes,
sir.
That is good. Yes.
Maturity will save the day, Brother Jackie, if we're mature men, not emotional men,
Right.
but mature men, which both of these brothers are. They're mature. And that saves the day with so much foolishness that we tend to bring into our marriages that don't need to be there.
Right.
You have to be mature as a woman to handle someone else has that man that I used to have. You have to be mature as a husband to understand that someone else has my wife who I used to have. I don't have them no more. May Allah bless you, brother. That takes maturity on all sides of the aisle, because you're not going to get nowhere. If somebody's immature, oh my God, that complicates everything when you got an immature man or woman and you're trying to be married to this woman, this man, and you got an immature spouse coming at you like they got an attitude or something about their ex-lover, their ex-man, their ex-woman. That's not gonna work. Maturity. You have to be mature in all things with blended families.
That's right.
Because if we're not mature, you can't handle the rejection. Because It's not an automatic docking that your children, Sister Tequila, they could have rejected Brother Richard. They could have. But your coaching, your counsel, going slowly with them and bringing Brother Richard in gradually. Oh, that was so beautiful. Brother, same for you, Brother Kevin, Sister Carmelita. You all have to do it slowly and gradually because these are still human beings. Your children are human beings. They have feelings, they have emotions. They always want to see the mother and the father get back together. The natural mother, the natural father, they got dreams of that. But that's not going to ever happen. And that takes a lot of maturity for them and for us.
Yes, man. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now,
Sir.
that was going to be my next question. Did anyone speak to the children? And what were the
I
children?
want to come back on that, Brother Jack. I got you on that. I want to give Brother Kevin, do you want to elaborate on how you and your ex came, how you talked to her, or how, what conversation you had? Do you want to elaborate on that at all? If you don't have to, if you don't want to.
He's muted.
You're muted, brother. You're muted, brother.
Can you unmute him?
Okay.
No, I can't.
What was the question again? The conversation with the ex on the new marriage, or
yeah. On letting them know you're about to get married and the relationships they're gonna have to have with your children. Did you like prep them for that or anything like that? And you don't have to talk about it, but just in case you.
Yeah, well, it was left up to me to prep the children on that, and they were living with they live with her, the minor children, and it was difficult, because it was left for me to do, and since I'm the one who moved out of the house. Now, I just want to give you a backdrop. It was a 23-year marriage with 6 children, and at the time it was 3 minors, 13, 15, and 17. So they were still at home with mom. I moved out. I had to have the conversation with them, so it was difficult. It was a challenge. Like I said, it was in these 12 months, it's come a long way. So I don't know how far you want me to go on that, but
no, you good. That was good. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Sister Quilla, do you want to talk on that or pass? I'm giving that same.
Yes, I can. Praise be to Allah. Like I said earlier, I spoke to the children prior to, and my ex, we kind of ended on like just peaceful terms. Not, he wasn't really happy about it, but that's because he wasn't really happy about me even divorcing him at the time. So, I had to, just have that conversation with him and just, have him to accept it. But then once he understood, the brother, like even when he seen him, he was like, oh yeah, that's a good brother. He, he didn't know him. He just felt like that was a good brother. He did tell me one day, he said, I'm very happy for you. And, he looks like a good brother and you deserve that. And then we had a conversation with the children, even with him being present, and he was okay with it. The children were okay with it. And then when they met Richard, they loved him, and this was in the courtship phase. They really, he asked them questions, he just got to know them a little bit, more during the course, just to kind of see their personality and to see how they were. And it just worked out.
Beautiful. And the reason I brought those lines of questions up because anybody that's dealing with a blended family has to deal with those issues right there.
Absolutely.
It's no escape. Like Brother Jacob said, you can't run from it. And just to see how you dealt with it, y'all dealt with it straight up and got everybody involved right away, so that as Brother Richard said earlier, it's just a process. And like Brother Marcus said, it's just a step-by-step thing that you just have to do in order to make it a smooth transition.
That's right.
So that's why I hope that wasn't too uncomfortable for you. I just felt it was necessary. But Brother Jackie, now this the part right here, I guess, where everybody has the bulk of the issues, and that is building the relationship up with the children. Brother Jackie, what's that question, brother?
Oh, okay, yes, sir. I mean, okay, I'm a brother or is a sister out here, and she's thinking about blended family. What type of conversations do we have with our children? I mean, what are they thinking? What should the conversation be with our children? You know, going into a new marriage, you know, blending the family together. Anyone, this is an open question to anyone whoever want to say anything.
Well, let Brother Richard. Let's just name him, Brother Richard. Let's run it.
Yeah, he was gonna speak.
Yeah. So you basically saying what's the coaching for the children going into the marriage blended?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for me, the conversation I had with my son was, you know, you're gonna have an actual second mother to actually double down on what the mom is doing now, but you're also gonna have one on this end too that cares for you and loves you just as much. Also, so it's not taken away from what your mother's doing. It's actually an add-on. It's an assist. You know what I mean? It's like just like in basketball, you pass the ball to someone closer to the hoop. So whoever's closest at the time fulfills that, helps out with that role.
Come on
so
now.
It's not so it's not a detriment. This is not a horror story, you know, especially in Islam. You got an MGT. This is the best woman on the planet.
Right.
You know, trained by the God in person. So I put it to him in that terms, and he was like, oh, so you know, I could call her mommy too. Exactly.
And he actually calls me that.
How old is your son, Brother Richard?
13.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's rich. Now, thank you for that. That's big. So the preparation is important. The preparation. But it seems to me like it's more pressure on the sisters, and that's just an assumption. So you can let me know that it's not, or you know. But it seems like it's more pressure when it comes to talking to your sons. You know, I'm a son. You know, if I see my mother with somebody, I'm still like, who is this? Like, you know, I'm still in my feelings, like asking questions, you know. So I'm just wondering, you know, I know you have sons, Sister Tequila. I'm just wondering, how did that conversation go?
Yes, sir. Well, I'm just real with my children. I'm sorry. I'm just one of those parents that just gonna be like, look, this, you know, this is what it is. How do you feel about it? You know, and you know, when we had a conversation, even trying to come up with the name that they would call him, they call him Pops. So we just had that conversation, and you know, the only one that actually had anything to say was really my youngest daughter. And she was like, well, you know, does that mean I'm gonna have two dads? That was her question. And I said, yes, you're going to have two dads. It doesn't take away from your biological father, but yes, you'll have two dads. And actually that made her happy. I mean, she was going around telling everybody, I got two dads, you know? And so telling everybody, we at the store, I got two dads. But, you know, and it was a beautiful thing. And again, like he fits into the puzzle. Like it was nobody but Allah, because he fits in, and how he talks to them and how he looks at them and make them feel like very special, like they enjoy that presence. Like he's not mean at all. He's very sweet and nice. And now of course he has to have discipline in there, but he just looks at them like they're people, like, you know, and they respect that. And so they've always had that respect for him. Again, we haven't really had any issues. My oldest son is 16 and like loves him. Like you would not even be able to tell that it wasn't his biological father. That's how they are in the house. Never had an argument, never, you know, he's never been in his face, like, you know, like we had that understanding and agreement, and me and him talked prior to what are we going to do for discipline? How do we discipline our children? You know what I'm saying? And I told him even then, you know, I'll discipline my girls. If you want to discipline the boys, you can, but let's take a year. Like we didn't, you know, I told him it's going to take a whole year for them to get used to you being here, you know, because even their biological father didn't discipline them. he didn't discipline them. So it's not just the fact that it's a new man, it's the fact that they didn't have that discipline from a man, period. So everything surrounding it is new for them. So
Okay.
we had to
When you're saying discipline them, what are you referring to? Are you referring to a spanking, or are you referring to just discipline itself?
more so, yeah, more so like if it's ever a spanking or a whooping, yes. But even like he talks to him and deals with them, but not in like a rough manner. Like, you know what I'm saying? I told him it just takes some time for him. You don't want to just come in and be, and this is something we talked about with Brother Marcus and Cecile. You don't want to come in and be like, I'm the man of the house, what you want to do. You can't come in like that. So I said they got to take some time so they can learn to trust you, learn to, understand you and your mindset, and then know what it is that you desire from them and what you're looking for from them. So he came in very balanced with them. And then, he made his way to now I'm a fuss at you, over time.
Wow.
That's good information.
Brother Marcus and Sister Cecile, how should counsel on a psychological level look when the two new parents or couples talk to their children? How should it look? I mean, I know every situation is different, but how should it look?
Well, he said, and like my husband mentioned, is key is that you are coming into a new world. And when you coming into a new world, we have to be humble and patient, because you're looking at, the trees and the animals, they were all here before you got here. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna pull up this root right here. We're gonna throw this out. We're gonna do. Wait a minute. Study your environment. Learn and see him and Sister Tukwela. They had conversations on the personalities of the children. Talk about the children so that he was well acquainted with their personalities and how this one is and how that one is. And to purposely, once the two say they are compatible, to have family events there around you, seeing how the children feel about you, because at the end of the day, the parent loves their new husband or wife, but it will tug at you when your children cannot be themselves or they don't like the person, because you have some of us who, again, we come in here like I'm the new sheriff in town and I'm about to tear this up and we're going to redo this whole thing. And see, that's the wrong mentality to have. You come in and you study like we're taught to study your environment. What time do they go to bed? What's this and what's that? And learning what you need to say, honey.
You need to be curious about what you're going into. You can't have all the answers. You should have more questions than answers. How do they do that? Okay, now tell me what your reasoning is behind them doing that. I just want to hear it so I'll know it for myself. See, it's a wonderful thing when you as a father, you know how to parent children, you know how to parent your children. Her children might be a different animal. So you got to be curious and you got to be slow at going in there without understanding the environment. Like you said, Cecilia, it's all about understanding where you are coming into. The environment is a wonderful thing. Environment shapes everything. So you got to be really, really careful, especially us as fathers. We got to be careful about cussing around the children. That might have been our way with our child, but her children don't know nothing about you being a cusser. So you got to be very mindful about that. And you got to form relationships with each and every one of the children. You got to spend time as a father with all of the children. As a collective, yes, but individually, take them with you when you do what you do. So they'll learn a little bit about you. You'll learn a little bit about them. That's how we do it. And then after you separate them, then you do a big meeting in the family. And then you have them all there. And then it's more questioning. See, we got to learn in the Nation of Islam the power of questions.
Mm.
You got to learn to become a skilled questioner.
Come on, man.
Because questions lead to conversations. And if you are wise in your questions, you'll get everything you want to know without all that hustle and mean, all that bravado. You don't need all that. Just ask questions. And you should be a good questioner. You got to have a good relationship between you two. The husband and the wife have to have a strong relationship. So you can't give it all to the children. You got to leave some for her too. She needs you just like they need you, but you got to have a good relationship with the woman and the man. You have to if you're going to be successful in this marriage endeavor that you're doing.
Now, you meant to say more, especially in the Nation of Islam, we got to be good questioners. Everybody need to be good questioners.
Well, yeah, I agree that, but I'm saying specifically for us.
Oh, yes, sir.
We got to question more effectively than what we do.
Talk.
Right. I just want to make sure that I don't leave anybody out there, you know.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
yes.
You can give orders. Like a lot of us, we're trained, give orders. But now you're talking about your family. You're talking about the family that you did not create. So you got to entreat them through questions so that they'll go along with what you are trying to get done. You have to be a skilled questioner. I'm just saying that is the way that intelligent people do it. Now, if you're not intelligent, you go the way you're going.
A good example, for example, the mother tells the child, wash the dishes. And you as the father, you come in there and you see they didn't wash the dishes. They didn't do nothing the mama said. Now you can go all over the place and be yelling and fussing, questioning. Rashad, your mother asked you to do the dishes. Can you please tell me why the dishes are not done? Because now what are you after? You're after the processing of their mind. See, we're taught to be scientists, but we're not realizing the scientist is on every level of our life. Even something that simple as, why didn't you do the dishes? I didn't have to yell at you. I didn't have to bark at you. Can you please go ahead on and do the dishes that your mother asked you to do? Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you.
You don't have to put people on the defensive. You don't have to ask the question in a way that puts them immediately on the defensive. You just ask the question. Approach it with and you're inquisitive about why haven't you done this yet? I was just wondering because they're not done. And I heard Mama ask you about 35 minutes. Is there a reason why you haven't done the dishes yet? Oh my God. You can put fear in a child with the least little thing you say. But you have to be intelligent as to how you use your power.
That's right. That's right.
We're parents. All of us on this line are parents. Yeah. And I've learned that I have a deep bellowing voice.
Yeah.
I've learned to tone it down some.
Come on, man.
Because they can't take it. They can't take it. So I ask them questions. I'm telling you what I practice what I preach. And I'm learning the power of asking questions. That's all I'm saying, y'all.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Brother Jack, can you get that question to Brother Kevin and Sister Kamala? I mean, just in case they forgot.
Shoot, I forgot. They forgot. All that just went on just then. In preparation for the marriage, in the conversation with the children, Were there any conversations with the children prior to the marriage, and how did it go?
Well, I conversated with my children and I let them know because for one, you know, I'm more direct and straight up with my children as well. So, you know, I tell them, look, this is what's taking place. And because they knew him already, you know, from the mosque and, you know, the events and things like that, they didn't have a problem, you know, accepting him in that way. So they were pretty excited about it. Zaire, my youngest, he did. You gonna marry my mommy?
Yes. Yeah.
So he had he had questions. But my other ones, they pretty much just go with the flow.
Praise be to Allah.
I want to add, yes, you know, given with her children, especially the youngest son, he was 5 when we were going into this. So to him, it was, oh, I get someone else to buy me stuff. You know, I can ask him for stuff. So now, on the other hand, with mine were teenagers. One was a preteen. They felt like, oh, you're gonna be a dad to somebody else. So it was almost like a jealousy, competitive type of thing with mine, because they didn't want to see me. They didn't want to see another child hugging me and me showing them affection. So they felt like it was something taken away from them. So yeah, those were the challenges. And like Brother Marcus said, they're children, they're people, and we just had to work through that because that's a real situation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is a real situation. Do you have any recommendations for a situation like that? What is it that we recommend when something like that happens? If I mean, because I got a daddy's girl, I already know it's gonna be a problem, you know. So I'm wondering, like, what would you recommend to those who have a daddy's girl or mama's boy, whatever the situation may be? How do you get that child over, you know, to accept it? I mean, do you wait it out? What do you recommend?
Well, for me, I had to let them know that, you know, no one can take their place with me. There's, you know, that they were special in my heart, and that the relationship that we had wouldn't change. Now, of course, they didn't accept that, saying that, because they knew the reality was that it's changed. But I had to show them and work toward and work extra, do extra things.
Yes, sir.
To win them over and show them that, yeah, no one is taking your place. You know, no one can take your place. The family has grown. That's all it is. But you still my child. You know, I was there from the beginning, and inshallah, I'll be there. Like the song say, the first day of school and graduation, Miss Jackson. So you have to prove that. It's not what you say, it's what they watch what you do.
Right.
And those are the things that has taken place over the past year.
And just to add to that, just being more communicative with the children, and then allowing them to be around so that they can see, you know, how it is with all, you know, with everybody being around each other and being together. So, you know, they can see how, you know, the interaction is with everybody. And that's another, you know, that made it more easier for them to accept, you know, the fact that it's, you know, extra children. Because they are getting to know each other as well. And the more they get to know each other and become friends, and, you know, it's more accepting and it's more easier.
Wow.
Let me ask you this, Sister Kamita, Brother Kevin, was it, have y'all got to the point yet where y'all could discipline each other's children if they did something? Have y'all grown to that point yet? Or y'all still like, y'all, you know, yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. Have y'all got to that point yet?
For me, I have no problem with disciplining my children for, you know, any adult, because I've taught them that and plus I have a big family, but it takes that village to raise a child. So if my child is doing something and they need to be corrected, I have no problem with, you know, any adult, and especially us in the nation, you know, correcting my children, and they know that. So it's not a problem for, you know, him coming in and stepping in and filling that role.
Yeah, and being that I've moved in, we live, you know, with the children. My children don't live with us, but her biological children do. So yeah, naturally I had to take on that role in some form of disciplinary, especially for the younger ones. You know, it's not, I haven't spanked any of them, but you know, you have to correct when they're wrong.
Now, within the discipline process, and I'm gonna get to you, Brother Richard Chiquela, you know, you being the man and their fathers active, I'm assuming their fathers are active in their life. Have you had to have a discussion with the children's father in terms of, say, these are my house rules, the discipline aspect of things?
No, sir.
No, we haven't had that conversation.
Okay, praise be to it.
Let me ask questions as far as now we're blended families. Everybody's learning about the different children and the parents are learning each other. We're comfortable now. Now we have to change things up. We have to now introduce new things as a family, because the family is used to doing one thing with one parent or the other. So now we got two different parents, two different families coming together. We're introducing new things. We're going out to new parks. We're going to visit different cities, the museums. These are new things now. Has that been any difficulty, or is that something that you have been implementing? And would you ever invite the exes and their families to go out with you as a family? Because we're still brothers and sisters now.
Right. Well, we had to go to family reunion. You know, they hadn't been to my family reunion before, but we did that recently, and we took road trips and my mother's house. So yes, different places, different routines. The exes, that's you know, my ex, we're still working on that. Okay. We're still working on that. Let's just put it like that.
So to answer your question, no, the exes have not participated in anything as of yet. But even when you say, you know, the challenges as far as, you know, doing different things, that's just even in a marriage. When you first get married, you got to get used to doing different things and changing up different things all together. Right. When especially when you're used to being single and you used to, you know, just doing things a certain way. Now you have to change that up. So yes, it's very challenging when you're used to doing things a certain way. So even with, you know, the children, it's definitely challenging when you have things, you know, set, and now it's come in and it's okay, well, they need to go to bed earlier now. And, you know, this need to be done and that need to be done. So yes, it's you just have to adapt and adjust to different things, you know, when children are involved, and then when you have a set schedule, because he's more timely, and you know, he have to plan everything. I don't plan everything out. Sometimes it's spontaneous. And and if I do something and he is not planned, then that throws him off.
Mm.
So so it just take a lot of adjusting and adapting.
Beautiful. We about to go on a little commercial break, but I want to when I get back, I want Sister Quayla and her husband to address that question right there. So no further break. Go ahead, Brother Ahmed. Commercial.
Yes, yes. And all you viewers that are on dealing with this topic, it is a very, very, very inspirational and educational topic, something that we should deal with all the time and with our families, and growing spiritually and mentally and morally, dealing with families, blended families, new marriages, new relationships. Just to recap, we are the Jock Brothers. We can be viewed at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on Facebook and live on YouTube. You can view us reruns on YouTube and Facebook. You can contact us on Instagram and on our website at www.jockbrothers.com, www.jockbrothers.com. You can support us financially at $ Jock Bros, scrolling across the bottom of the screen, $ Jock Bros. We have an initiative that we're trying to get the boldest Black-owned newspaper, the Final Call News, behind the prison walls to our brothers and sisters who are incarcerated. We're trying to get the knowledge and wisdom of God in behind enemy lines, so our brothers and sisters going through their healing, going through their growing and reforming process. We're trying to get that information to them. So you can support us by giving us any information of any family members that you may know or friends at Jock Brothers Viewers, at Jock Brothers Viewers. Send any information, email it to that address where we can contact those loved ones that you have and get that Final Call news to them. Thank you all for viewing, and please support on all of our platforms. Back to you, Brother Carwin.
Yes, sir. I see Brother Rich and Sister Quayla took a quick break. So here they go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So do you remember the question, family? When it comes to the discipline of children and dealing with the actual biological parents of the children, how did that work out? Do you have a conversation with them? Do we have a problem with it? How did that work out?
When I talked to my son's mother, I established that, she's gonna be like the second mother to him when she's around. Now, as far as the discipline part, we didn't really get too much into that, but she knows I'm not gonna just let, any old thing happen to my child like that. So I think it's more so what's not spoken was understood between us. You know what I mean? And she knows I'm pretty, big on discipline myself. So she already knows I'm gonna basically be all over that. You know what I mean?
Yes,
but
sir.
no, it wasn't specifically on her what's her role in that.
What about as far as the children's father in terms of, do you have to discuss things with him like that? In terms of discipline is concerned?
No, he's not. I would say he's not really present. So he's like, he trusts me. So he knows, like Richard was saying, whatever I choose to do with the children, he knows I'm not going to harm my children or put them in a situation to where they'll be harmed by someone else. So like he said, it's just pretty much, he trusts my word and trusts me to that point where it doesn't really have to be spoken. So he doesn't really interfere. But again, like he never really disciplined like that either. So he just wasn't involved to that level. So for him, it wasn't really a big thing for him.
But thank you, Sister Quayla. Brother Marcus, Sister Cecilia, do y'all want to elaborate in any way in regards to the discipline relationship between the new parent versus the biological parent? Do you want to elaborate at all in that?
I think it's beautiful that both couples have had the experiences that they have had thus far by Allah's grace. That is I'm just loving listening and hearing how everything is just falling into place for them. And again, it is a process. Now we know the other side of that, where it's just turmoil, dysfunction, chaos. I still love you. I'm not happy with the new wife or the new husband. You know, they have what they call the picturesque type of blended family thus far. But we have heard the other sides of that. And when you have those type of environments, it's going to take being humble and being patient, because you're dealing with someone who may not have it all together. They are very dissatisfied and disheartened by it, to the point where they will poison the children against you. You know, we have these type of scenarios where, oh, you have a new wife or you have a new husband. Well, I'm going to take you to court and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I mean, it's so many different scenarios that we can have. But the most important one is to have these discussions in the courtship process. Get to know the ex-wife, get to know the ex-husband, per the instructions of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. He told us, brothers, if she's been married, interview, talk to the husband. Brother, if she's been married, talk to the ex-husbands. Why? You're being educated on what you're about to walk into. And if we have our blinders on, where I'm not talking to anybody, I'm in love with you, we're gonna just go me and you against the world, baby.
Against the world.
That's kind of nice and lovely, but this is the person who you're gonna have to go and pick the children up from. This is the person who's gonna drop the children off. You know, how much drama do they come with? If they come with none, praise be to Allah for no drama. But for a lot of us, we have had some toxic relationships in our past. And that toxicity follows us because this person we had children with. And so it's like, okay, let me tell you what kind of crazy you about to deal with. Educate them on the spouse. Educate them on what has gone on in the past. Because like Brother Richard said it best, is that what? I had the conversation ahead of time. Sister Carmelita, I had the conversation ahead of time. Have these conversations. Those who are single and you have children, start having conversation. Mommy's going to get married again one day. Right. This and that. Because, for example, Sister Taquella children, they might have been used to at nighttime. They all jump in her bed, and she's a single mom. In her bed, go to sleep. They happy as a beach, you know.
That's a real story.
We all in the bed sleeping with mama. Mama's single, right? Okay, here come new husband. The 4-year-old is like, I'm still sleeping in this bed. I don't care nothing about your husband. You know, and he'll wait till y'all fall asleep, and he'll still get in the bed in the middle of you, and his feet on the daddy side, pushing him out the bed. You know, again, it's all kinds of dynamics that we can have, and it's really, like you saying, being patient with everything, because this is new for everybody. And say that. Be honest. Be truthful. Look, I know this is a change for everyone. All of us are going through it. Have open communication so that feelings can be expressed respectfully, but they can express it. Like, you know, I still feel some type of way. We totally understand. We're all adjusting, baby, but we're all here for you. And I love what Sister Taquella said. She said, my daughter going to school saying he got 2 daddies. Now, you know, she got to be careful, Sister Taquella, because some people think it's something. What you saying, you got 2 daddies, okay? But, you know, but the point is that, again, we have to be mindful that we are not the only one going through things, that it's an adjustment for everybody. And sometimes our adult children can really be a problem, because they, like you said, Brother Jackie, they really be upset. really be upset.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
My daddy, and they 36 years old, Harry and old. You know, so just be prepared for all of that, and just to know I totally feel what you're going through. I'm here for you to talk to anytime.
Yes,
Beautiful.
I got a question now. Now we're blended families, and both of you are newlyweds, and so you're falling in love with each other. You're marrying. How do you balance that out without letting the cries of the children take away from the time that you have together? Because now we have to get to know the children, but you two are still getting to know each other. How do you steal away? How do you balance that out without letting the children steal that from you?
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother. Start with who? Brother Kevin? Okay.
Go ahead, Brother Richard. You can
Go ahead,
start.
Brother Richard.
Quayla.
Okay. Yeah, it has to be planned and hard reminders. You know, hard reminders.
Put it on the calendar.
hard reminders where you're dealing with work, and then you're dealing with the mosque, like you're dealing with being on post and on duty, and then what you say, but the cries of the children all day, balancing that, and then by the time you get in the room, you fall right to sleep. You know what I mean? You know, times how you was good. Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's those reminders, like set a date. All right, this day of the week, we're gonna go take a walk together. This day, I'm gonna come to the gym with you today. You know, you ain't take me out on a date in a month, brother. You've been, you know what I mean? You've been covering down your duties, but you ain't taking me out recently.
Right.
I'm just letting you know. Yes, ma'am. We're gonna
All
set a date.
reminders.
We're gonna set a date Saturday. Get your nice new dress on, and then we're gonna go out somewhere. So it's those hard reminders. We gotta remind each other too. Sometimes sis, you ain't come check on me in my office in the week. You know what's going on.
Say that.
I just want to add to just making sure like the children go to bed at a decent hour so that you all can, have your time to spend with one another. And like just trying to keep everything balanced. And like I said, as a woman with multiple children, that's not easy. But like he works during the day. And so I try to get as much stuff done during the day so that when he does get off, then now we have the family time with the children, and then we have our time. So it's just about, like he said, planning things and having balance, and then being patient and understanding of one another. I don't put too much on him, because I know it's a lot, and he doesn't put too much on me because he knows that even me, I'm exhausted, especially we have a new baby. Our youngest baby is 4 months. So sometimes when the baby's going to sleep, I'm going to sleep with her, So, it takes away from that, but we're both understanding. Like, he's not the type that's like, you didn't do this, we didn't do this. He's just not that type. He just patient and understanding of it. And so I think that's the biggest thing, to be understanding and compassionate with one another.
Man, let me see that S, Brother Richard. Just pull it out.
Come on, pull that S out.
He's really wonderful.
Same question for Brother Kevin since coming in.
He's learning patience.
Right.
Because that's a challenge for him. But we have like a Friday set aside. Well, we plan to have like Fridays, that's our date night. Where we go on, we spend time together. Sometimes his schedule is chaotic because he try to cram everything into one day, and it doesn't work out always the way he planned, and he stretches himself too thin. So sometimes we have to try to work things out. But also when he's working during the day, sometimes I'm with him, so we're still spending time together. We're working together, but we try to set aside a day to where it's just our time.
Beautiful.
Go
ahead. I'm sorry.
I wanted to say that dinner time is a very special time for families to reconnect back together again. And again, there's the skillful use of questions. You know, Minister Farrakhan said that your dinner table is your conference table. And you should definitely use the time to inquire about each and every one of the children that you all have that are part of your staff. You can assign roles. You have power as the parents to assign each of them roles that you need to have this done by the next time we have dinner. Do you think you can do that for me, baby? Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Each of the children, give them a job. The way that we did it with our children, we gave each of them jokers a job. They worked until they were so tired, they just came home and went to sleep. But I'm telling you, you have to assign them work. When you see you got a worker among your children, you got to assign them double work, triple work to keep their minds busy and active. They're your family. You have to be strong with each other. You have to discuss it with each other. And then after you thoroughly discussed it, see, you don't need her tripping when you announce something, brother. You don't need him tripping, sister, when you announce something. You do all your tripping out in the bedroom where they can't see you. The children can't see you.
That's right.
So when you come out to them to have dinner, you are a united front. That's what children need to see about you two, that you are united. There is no small time stuff going on over here. You ain't gonna play me against her, and you're gonna play her against me.
Right.
We are united to raise you all, and you have to know each other in a look, in a sign. You have to play with each other. Is when you're a real couple, oh my God, you have so much fun just being a couple, playing with each other. The children don't know nothing about it, but y'all know something about it. You play with each other because you're having fun being a parent. That's what I loved about being a parent. And now as the children get older, your role changes. Your role is not to be their direct parent as much as it is to be a guide for them. We need to really talk, and y'all need to do a show about parenting your older children because we're messing up. We got them. They don't want to leave the house. I can tell you, we got 5 of them gone. We got 1 more left. We're gonna get them out of here as soon as possible. You know, because we're gonna have our empty nest. I don't know about you, but we want to be empty nesters. And so we're working on him now. He's in the back now. He can't hear me. We're trying to get rid of him.
And this
We
is
love him though. We love him, but he gotta face life. You cannot coddle your children. A lot of us we're coddling our children. We don't want them to grow up. I don't want to grow up. I was Toys R Us kid. We have that mentality. We have children that don't want to grow up.
Yeah.
You got to make them. You got to force them. You got to force them to face life.
Yes.
And the challenges that life will bring them. You cannot save them all the time.
Right.
You cannot save them. You have to let them know that if you do bad stuff, you're going to have to bear the consequences of the work, whatever you did. I can't save you from that. You know, and that's what we do. We have honest conversations with our children now. If you're older, you're making decisions. You're grown. You tell us all the time, I'm grown.
Right.
Well, you're gonna face what grown folk face.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
You know, you got to know that they're not gonna be little sweet little innocent babies, Richard and Tequila, forever. They're not gonna be sweet little babies Kevin and Camille, they're not gonna be that forever. They're not gonna be that forever. You got to prepare them for the harsh realities.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And they got to know, even in nature, you have a baby bird and a mama bird. And the mama bird, at a certain point, she will pick the little baby bird up. It's got old enough now, and she will put she'll put her beak under that thing, and she will kick it out the nest. Because you got to fly. Each of our children have got to fly. They got to fly with the wisdom that we have from the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Minister Farrakhan. You got to teach Islam to your children. You cannot water it down. Give it to them just the way Minister Farrakhan gives it to us, with the heart, with the understanding that he gives it to us. That's the one thing that we're missing from the minister is his heart. With his heart, because he don't make you feel like trash without picking you up. Without making you want to continue on and fight harder to be a good believer.
Yes, sir.
That's what we got to do with our children. We got to do that with them. They got to want to believe in what we believe in. That's the challenge for us all, to produce children that want this more than we want it. That's going to be a challenge.
Yes, sir.
Are you up for it? Are you up for it?
That's definitely a good show idea. Parenting older children. That's that's a great idea. I think that's how we should definitely tackle. Last question before we go to final words. We talked about dealing with the the biological parents. We talked about establishing a relationship with each other's children and discipline. I want to talk about the relationship between the children themselves and how you manage that. Have y'all had a chance to deal with the children trying to build relationships? Maybe the children having like territorial issues. It's my daddy. Have you had issues with say they fighting with each other, and you had to get involved with that? Can you speak on that at all, or you just been fortunate and haven't had that issue at all? Let me start with you, Brother Kevin, since coming.
No, we haven't had any infighting between the children. Like I said, we worked on getting them together and accepting this, and my children, and by the grace of Allah, they have come around, and that's right. My oldest son, Kadeem, shout out, I'm sure he's watching. He comes over, he come over and have dinner with us or whatever, talk to us. So that has helped, because he's the oldest of my children, so he set the example. So the others saw him doing that, and that helped them. But in terms of fighting and having issues amongst the children, we haven't had that problem.
Praise Brother Richards.
The typical boy on boy stuff. The attitude and personality clashes, and he's bothering me a little too much. I'm about to punch him in his face, and I'm gonna hit this one, I'm gonna hit that one. The messing up, the picking at each other to the point where how far you can go. I had to deal with that when my son come to visit as well. But it's just what boys do. Different attitudes and temperaments and comfort zones. So, but at the end of the day, I made sure they're aware. Look, y'all still family. At the end of the day, y'all still brothers. Yeah, I understand y'all want to go head to head with each other, but make sure you have that same energy for when someone comes against y'all.
That's right.
Make sure you have that same camaraderie when someone comes against y'all. Because when I get old and gone, it's just gonna be y'all. So you know what I mean? Y'all gotta work that out now. You know what I mean? And then go apologize. Now, who was wrong in this situation? You were wrong in this situation. Now y'all both wrong. So y'all both in trouble together. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So it's kind of like just like, the mass management, you know what I mean? Conflict resolution, personality resolution. But it's not been too bad to where it's to the point where it's dangerous and nothing like that. But simple growing pains.
And they don't fight one another. They just kind of pick at each other, like he said, to where it's just, annoying. As far as like for attention, I think that's the biggest thing. Everybody is wanting and desiring some attention, and of course, when you have a household with a lot of children, you can't give them all the attention at the same time. And sometimes they all desire the attention at the same time. It's like one is here, like, look at me. The other one's like, look at me. And you're like, okay, I'm trying to see. I only got two eyes. But so it's just a balance. And so like, he has an office, so when he works, the children may go in there, one by one to be able to talk to him. And I try to deal with them in their element, at different times to where I'm getting to spend time with all the children to give them that attention. But that's the biggest thing. And the youngest one, she's the one that wants the most attention. I guess just because she's the 6-year-old. She wants the most attention. So she's always like, look at me, and even to the point of acting out because she wants to be seen, or she wants, so I know that I have to pay special attention to her and giving her a lot more love. And even to him, I told him the same thing, because when you see her doing something wrong, you want to fuss first, but you got to understand where that's coming from. So again, it takes that understanding and compassion with all the children.
Praise be to Allah. Family, that was the last question. It was a tough show for me. To be honest with you. We got through it. Praise be to Allah. We're in the final words phase of the show. Brother Rich, Sister Quayla, final words. Any parting statements you want to make?
At the root of the blended family is Allah.
That's right.
We want to be pleasing to Allah. We want to be dutiful to Allah and His standard of what family is, and His standard of what man is, and His standard of what woman is. That's at the root of my motivation personally, because I want that reward from the God.
That's right.
So I want to be on my post according to that duty and those precepts in the scriptures and in the teaching. So for me, being rooted in Islam and having those resources in the structure, in the ranks, like my brother and sister Cecilia Marcus, where they can impart their counsel and wisdom according to Islam, that's the key and the glue that I enjoy and actually benefit from to be able to do this.
Praise be to Allah. Anything, Sister Quayla?
Yes, praise be to Allah. And I would say, like I said earlier, make Allah sufficient. Utilize the tools that we have, pray with your children, study with them, read with them, just talk to them, talk to them like they're human beings. And just like they said earlier, have the connection with one another to where y'all talk about it in the room, and y'all can come out and y'all are united when it comes to that. And don't think that it can't happen, even when in frustration, because you can be single and be frustrated. You just have to come in there with the mindset that you can deal with it, that it can be done, and that you'll be successful.
Praise be to Allah. Brother Kevin, final words. Final words.
Yes, sir. I'd like to thank you all again for inviting us on the show. It's been an honor and a pleasure. I've learned a lot. But I want to say to the brothers who are shying away from marrying a sister with children, step up, accept the challenge.
Right. Come on now.
I was taught, I think it was one of the pioneers told us that a brother that takes on another man's family, ex-man family, ex-family, Allah has a reward for him. And yet, you will never go hungry. Allah will provide for you. So a lot of brothers see sisters with children, and they may have interest in her. She may be someone that they admire or attracted to, but they allow the children to prevent them from moving forward. But I would tell the brothers, step up and accept the challenge, and you'll be rewarded for it.
Praise be to Allah. Sister Kamlita?
Yes, sir. I just want to, thank you all as well for inviting us to the show. I want to thank Sister Cecilia and Brother Marcus for always, delivering just on time points. And especially with Brother Marcus was saying about not parenting your older children, but guiding them, be a guidance for them.
Yes.
My children, they didn't grow up in Islam, so they don't have that teaching, like that. But I am that example, so I
Right.
can
Yeah.
do that for my older children, especially when they think that they already know the way and know what to do, and they don't. So, you just, like you said, you just have to be that guide and be that example for them, and continue to, not just quote the minister, but live the minister,
That's right.
So all praise be to Allah for that.
Praise be to Allah. Brother Marcus, final words.
Well, I want to just focus on the minister's example to us all. The one thing we have to make sure that we are manifesting every day to our children is love. Love. They have to know that we love them. I spoke to a crowd, Brother Kwawi, of young people, and I said these words to them. I said, I brought you in this world, and the whole audience stood up at one time, and they said, and I'll take you out, because that's all their parents had ever communicated to them. I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. But we have to change that mentality. It's, I brought you in this world, and I'm glad you are here. I'm glad. That's what you got to communicate to your children. I'm glad you're here. Now, all my children know I'm so happy that you're here. Could you imagine if they were not here, the sadness you would have? So you should make sure that your children know that you're so happy that they're here. You have to make sure that when you get with them individually, as well as collectively, but individually, they have to know that this is me and daddy's special time. This is me and mommy's special time, where we go here. Get a little routine for each child that they have to do with you. Take them with you. Take them out of the house with you. Drive here, drive there. Mentally know that they are looking at their special time with you when you have them at the dinner table. Ask each and every one of your children, have courses in the meal. You do the first round of questions, you can do the second round of questions, third round of questions. You have to have dinners, full dinners, because you're teaching them what life is going to be like for them. One day, you have to take them through a process. When they're at your home, that's your process for them to become great. Never be ashamed of where you are, but have a plan of action to get in a better position by next year. Never be ashamed of where you are. Start somewhere, but you have to do the dinners. That's a must when you have children in the house that are looking at you and have something intelligent to say. God knows it's a heck of a thing for them to be looking at you for wisdom and you ain't got nothing to say. Study something. Read something. I was reading such and such a book. I know this. That's your opportunity to show forth your knowledge, what you know. Have them look to you for wisdom, because wisdom is the ruler of the black man. That's what Minister Farrakhan teaches us. Wisdom. You ain't got to knock nobody out. You just got to teach them a higher level of wisdom. Cecilia?
I'm just, like I said, I'm just very happy as always to be on the show. And we just thank Almighty God to know that the Honorable Louis Farrakhan's greatest gift that we can give him is to be and live our life like he has taught us. And I am just elated to hear our brothers taking on the responsibility of helping to strengthen our nation through family building. Brothers out there listening, single for 10 years, for 15 years, for 20 years, for 30 years, so forth and so on. Stop it. Stop it. Go find, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, select one.
One, you don't need two.
One wife that fits your puzzle perfectly. You don't have to cut out a size to push her in your puzzle. She fits it perfectly. But in order to find her, you have to find who you are in God first. And you can find the woman that Allah has for you so that you can help bring in the kingdom of God. Stop running from marriage and run to marriage, because the minister said, brother, you handicapped. If you great, you can be greater.
Wow. Teach on that, Ahmed.
Who you talking to on this show, sister? who you talking? Just give me the letter of their name. You don't have to say the whole name.
Whatever single brothers are listening all over our nation.
Yeah, I got a few brothers that may be listening to this.
Come on, now teach on that, brother. Teach on that.
Hey, Brother Jackie. I think Brother Marcus has been on the show like, what, this is your fifth time, sixth time coming on the show?
He's a regular contributor. Sister Cecilia, a regular contributor.
I think Brother Mother has earned a title. I think he's earned a bow tie.
Oh, you don't have a tie?
He don't have a tie, brother.
Oh, I got it.
Hey, come on
Can
now.
you show him the tie?
Yes, we can get it. We can take it.
Praise be to man. What we gonna give for sisters that been on our show several times? Can y'all do
still
Jack Brothers Towns or something? What can y'all do?
We're still working on that.
And I want to say that you all did the honor of sponsoring somebody for our marriage retreat. We got the money from you all last week. Thank you so much for sponsoring the person in our marriage retreat. May Allah bless you all.
And when is your retreat, brother? When is your retreat, brother?
It's next week.
August the 25th through the 28th.
We might have them on the show.
Oh, we can't wait to come on your show.
Yes.
Ahmed, final words, brother.
Final words, man. Well, I mean, I'm like sister. You know, these brothers are stepping up. They're taking on duties and responsibilities. It's well.
Come on.
It's applauded, man. Calm down, Jackie. Calm down. That's my final words, bro. Hey.
Mind-boggling, right?
I love these brothers, man. And I back them all the way through. You know, and I pray that you all grow and you know your love grows. Like I said, I was raised in a family, and there was a lot going on. A lot of children. Sometimes it got to the point where my parents was just. I mean, my mom was cool, but my pops was like he was disciplinarian. That's all he was. He just time to whoop and. That's it. He came home. Who did something wrong? Oh man.
What my dad was.
So like brother Marcus said, we have to step up our communication, the way we communicate, read a book, study child psychology, get into the minds of these children, learn to communicate with our spouses. I mean, there's so much science and wisdom in that, and all it is picking up a book, watching a lecture, helping yourself grow to communicate. Dianetics helped us out so much.
I love Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we have to get into that. Brother Richard, Sister Quayla, thank you for coming on. Brother Marcus, Sister Cecilia, Sister Carmelita, We the Jock Brothers. You got a problem with that, man, you let us know. It's not a threat. This is love. We love it.
That doesn't feel like love to me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you all for coming on, and we love you all, and we pray that your growth in Islam and Allah being the center, and your families grow, and your journey is prosperous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
For having us.
Before I get Jackie final words, hit the commercial right quick, man. The finish the commercial up.
Okay, we just wanted to give a shout out to our sponsors. One is our brother Ahmed has a children's book. That's some of that child psychology right there.
That's right.
So whoever wants to purchase brother Ahmed's book is Bilal and the Bullies, Studying the Mind of Children. You know, we all have all these children. There's a lot of children in your family. There's a little bullying going on there. Don't think it ain't.
Come on now.
So give them a good read to help them, inspire them to learn how to deal with their family members, in the different ages. You can purchase this book at www.blpublishing.com. It's also on Amazon. It's the regular book and a coloring book, Bilal and the Bullies. Next, our sponsor is Brother Carl Wee. He is Brian Pippins is a realtor. You can go on to find out if you want to purchase a home or apartment. He is our newest realtor in Atlanta, Georgia, and some of the surrounding states. You can contact him.
He balling.
Phone number on there, brother. There it is.
Don't tell nobody that, Jackie.
44671-5681. 44671.
Hey, he's single, sister.
He's single? Is he single?
He's single, sister.
Oh my God. Why we single?
And he's balling.
Single black man entrepreneur.
He's single and he balling.
New real estate agent. You can contact him for business now. For business,
Call him.
44671-5681.
Oh,
and our next sponsor is Brother Jackie Muhammad,
yes,
the
sir.
owner and entrepreneur of Supreme Waste Removal. Supreme Waste Removal. He can bring
Dumpsters.
waste dumpsters to your home, where if you're doing any remodeling or you have any junk, you can refer him to Supreme Waste Removal. I don't have your.
Yeah, we get it.
Okay. So if you want to contact him, you can contact him at Jock Brothers Viewers at Gmail. Jock Brothers Viewers at Gmail. If you have any information that you want to help sponsor this brother and his new waste management company, these are our sponsors. These are entrepreneurs and black men stepping up like these brothers you see on the screen in these new marriage endeavors. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Final word from the last brother that's truly balling, Brother Jackie.
I'm with the ballers. But look, I want to thank you, Brother Richard, Sister Tequila, and Brother Kevin, and Sister Carmelita for opening up your homes to us and allowing, because we've been getting some great comments, and this has allowed those in the audience to make proper decisions on the next step that they are making. So we want to thank you all for opening up, just giving us your business. And we thank you for that. And I definitely want to thank Sister Cecilia and Brother Marcus for always answering the call when it comes to helping couples. They're always at the ready. Always at the ready when it comes to, they're just brothers and sisters. But when it comes to helping couples, help us get it together, they're always at the ready. So I really appreciate you, Sister Cecilia, Brother Marcus, for what you do. I wanted to show Brother Marcus. He stepped away, but this is his honorary gift
Marcus, they got your honorary bonus.
Yeah, this
He coming. He coming.
He must really like gifts.
What you got?
Hey, this get you in certain places, brother. This get you in places, brother.
Thank you so much, brother.
Hey, everybody has one. You got to be a jock, brother. But thank you all for giving us what we need to go further to make better decisions in life. And thank you all for sharing yourself with the world. I'm telling you, some people who making comments like, man, this was great information. Thank you all for your sacrifice. But also, Brother Rich, you didn't get a chance to say anything, but I did see the pictures where you took your family to New York. And I think it was your first family trip. Was it?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
How was that, brother?
Oh man, that's another show, black man. That was amazing because now not only did we take our first trip together, that was the first time a lot of us were on the plane together. A lot of times, there's a lot of first timers in New York. You know what I mean? The first time I met my grandmother in person, it was amazing.
But everything was smooth.
Everything
That was
amazing.
nobody but Allah.
It was amazing.
Praise Allah. Let's want to end on that good note like that, you know. So thank you all. But like I say, Brother Richard, hey, that's what we do, Brother Kevin. I mean, we show that ass, man. It's okay. Praise Allah. May Allah continue to bless all of you all. May Allah bless you and your family. May Allah continue to bless you and your family. Thank you,
sir.
All right, Brother Mark, we get this to you, brother.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I also want to salute Brother Kevin, Sister Carmelita. They went on a family trip. On a trip in which he took 3 of his daughters with him that's not even living with him. I think that was a huge step in the right direction. You want to, maybe we can talk about that another time, Brother Kevin.
Yeah, yes, sir. Another time. It went great though. Like Sister Square said, nothing but Allah. Nothing but Allah. With the blessing.
Oh, Brother Marcus has his hand up.
I just wanted to mention my website because I wrote a book on blended families.
There you go.
Oh my God.
I have that book too.
Yeah, it's a powerful book. It will help you if you are trying to be in a blended family relationship. You need this book. It's just $10. It's called Blended Families. How do you do it? I got 200 tips in the book that covers everything that we talked about on this show and then some. The book is available for $10 on our website. The website is www.themarriagekeepers.com. With the S, it's www.themarriagekeepers.com. Thank you all so very much. If you are looking for counseling, we're available at 770-256-8856. 770-256-8856. We have a wonderful SYMBIS assessment. It's dynamic. It gets you talking to each other in the relationship. I think we had my brother there and sister, they took the SYMBIS from us. And I can tell you, brother, we offer counseling because we didn't have it. And so we offer it for couples that are getting married, who've already been married for a while. If you're going through trouble a little bit, we have the marriage retreat. We're getting ready to do the marriage retreat next week or so. And we also have an online portion that you can become a part of if you can't make it to St. Louis to be with us. So we have so many services that can help you to do marriage better than what you might currently be doing it at. And we're available and we want to help you. Thank you so much. Thank you, brothers.
Yes, sir. So my final words are, I'm gonna make it short. First of all, I'd like to just thank everybody that was a guest on the show for coming to the show. Thank you, brother Richard, Sister Quayla. Thank you, Brother Kevin Salam, Sister Carmelita. Thank you, Brother Marcus, Sister Cecilia. Wow, man. This was a needed show. I can't say too much more than that. The people that logged in had nothing but good things to say. They learned a lot. I actually think we need to have this type of dialogue more often because blended families are, I guess the statistics are there's 1,300 new blended families every day. So according to the statistics, and with that being said, we have these same issues that we just discussed. They are fresh in somebody's lives every day.
Absolutely.
So we need books like Blended Families that Brother Marcus wrote. We need families that's willing to open up the way that y'all did on these type of platforms so that people can grow from it. And so thank you for allowing us into, y'all lives and some of y'all issues and triumphs. I guarantee you somebody is going to benefit from the things y'all said today. So may Allah continue to bless you and your families. Assalamu alaikum, brother. Jackie, take us out. I don't know the way you can take us out, brother.
Look, this is how we're gonna do. We're gonna keep it Messiah. Keep it Messiah.